Mornings are for dreamers. The break of dawn for champions. On 32 FM 94.9.
Great morning to you out there. It's really great to have you join us on the Break It On Papers Review this wonderful Friday morning. And of course, my name is GBOLABO, famous school. On the program, we bring you some of the headlines from our national dailies here in Nigeria. And this morning, I have the Punch newspaper, The Nation, and the Vanguard newspaper, Premium Times, Daily Post, a host of others here of a review. And we do going to have Austin as the time progresses to do the analysis proper for us this morning. All right, we'll take a look at the Punch newspaper. The front page here, we have a number of headlines. South Korea resumes tariff talks with U.S. Today. President after Obasanjo to blame for grain Boko Haram menace. That's according to former Vice President 𝐃𝐈𝐒𝐂𝐋𝐄𝐍𝐶. Mati headlines ambitious and Bayelsa charged for NSF glory. GBOLABO Appeal Court reserves judgment in Oghodalo's suit against Okpebholo, and Cross River communities demand action as Oro Calabar Waterway Calabar Waterway turns deadly. That's Cross River communities demand action as Oron Calabar Waterway turns deadly. And the big story here says economic strain, inflation surges above 30% in Abuja, 10 states. Parent fear WAEC UTME overlap as receipts begin today. Last year writes INEC over 3 LP factions in Lagos. 5 arrested over 2-week-old baby sale. The National Assembly divided as compulsory voting bill advances. Tinubu to join world leaders at Pope's inauguration. And more headlines here on the Metro Plus page of the Punch newspaper. 5 arrested over 2-week-old baby sale taken earlier. Influenza VDM re-arraigned for allegedly cyberbullying Nollywood actresses. It's expected kidnappers nabbed in Delta, 4 million naira ransom recovered. All of that are some of the stories you find on the headline of the Punch newspaper this morning. Looking at the nation's government guards for forest dislodge terrorist bandit. And that's the big headline there on the front page of the Nation newspaper. What the headline there says House of Naira, and this says House of Naira rearranges nation's identity. Right, this says House of Naira reimagines nation's identity, and that appears to be one of the feature here. Foundation chief gets award, and circular economy can sustain zero waste. All right, that appears to be amazing. It says a circular economy can sustain zero waste. All right, we'll have more headlines here out of the Nation. Community remembers over 50 years after. And we also have Christians empowered, 12,000 widows orders. Oppositions lose to APC in House of Reps, now 30 seats. Oppositions lost to APC in House of Reps, now 50 seats. Governors, ministers form performance coalition. That appears to be all the headlines there on the front page of the Nation newspaper. Still taking a look at the front page of the Nation. We also have more headlines. We'll take more here. And this says Lagos APC resolving post-primary crisis, says Oladejo. Omo Enos returned to Bethel. And Delta PDP regroups after Oberewori's defection. Lagos community urges APC on inclusion in opportunities, appointment and representation. A Lagos local government post, 3 Labour Party factions invite Lasiek for primaries. On the Hills, leader of Vision Integrity earlier at 59. Group 1's reps member over PDP crisis in South. All of that is some of the headlines there out of the Nation newspaper this morning. We also take a look at the Daily Post, and here on the Daily Post we do also have some headlines out of the Daily Post this morning. All right, we'll take this one. Nigeria's inflation rate drops to 23.7%. Bala Mohammed insulted my late father, threatened to slap me. Foreign Affairs Minister Tuga speaking there. And 2027, Atiku unveils APC PDP LP coalition to block Tinubu's second term bid. 10 killed in Fresh Plateau attack. And we have more here. Electoral Act, reps move to make voting compulsory for all Nigerians. And we have more headlines here still on the front page of the Daily Post. That's a news engine. John raises alarm over increasing rate of antibiotics resistance. Stop judging me because I love dancing. Governor Adeleke tells critics. And more here still on the Daily Post. Lethal penalties await oil theft. Terrorism perpetrators, that's according to Senate. NBA picks holes and mass arrest of youth over alleged link with cultism. All of that is some of the headlines out of the Daily Post. We take a look at the Vanguard. The Vanguard newspaper too have a couple of headlines there. And of course, in case you're just joining us, it's the Break It On Papers Review on your Laughter Die 32 FM 94.9. And here on the Vanguard front page, the factions we didn't, this says we don't want Nigeria becoming one party state. And that appears to be coming from the All Progressives Congress. UTME glitches or 𝐵 orders worry over impact on student parents. Tinubu to attend Pope Leo inaugurations in Rome. And more headlines there says DHQ dismisses viral video linked to terrorist attack in Borno. And more headlines there says drugs stop castigating Tinubu, UK-based professor wants. Woman drugs nursing mother steals 2-month-old baby. And the healthy crisis group accuses Aburi of implementing APC's agenda. Trade tensions, global economy stands at fragile turning point. And that appears to be coming from the United Nations. All of that are some of the headlines out of the Vanguard. A bit of Premium Times. We also have some headlines. Inside 26.6 trillion naira budgets, many Nigerian states swim in debts. Leave schools, hospitals underfunded. And we also have here gunmen kill lawyer, one order in southeast Nigeria. Nigerian senators want government agencies to buy locally made cars. And this has updated Nigeria's inflation rate eases in April. That's according to National Bureau of Statistics. Before we hit the first break this morning, let's also take a look at cable. The cable NG also has a number of headlines. It's not a news engine to take a look at on the Break It On Papers Review. And this says BPP revises procurement thresholds for MDAs, scraps fake approval for contracts below 5 billion naira. Senate moves to enforce use of Nigerian-made vehicles in MDAs. That's ministries, departments, and agencies. Tinubu, no nation can succeed alone. Africa is stronger, united. We've procured more sophisticated weapons to eliminate terrorists, says defense chief. All right, we take one more, and of course we go on our first break. Right about now, court convicts 10 Thai sailors of cocaine trafficking and imposes 4.3 million fines. That's $4.3 million fines. We go on that break right about now, and when we do come back, we'll be having more on the Break It On Papers Review. Please do stay with us.
Stay tuned to 32 FM 94.9.
Mr. Teacher, please, what happens when children come to school? How is it that they leave home very neat and return looking so different?
Non-stop action, ma. All the learning and sports burn energy. So those sweat stains, dirty uniforms and shoes, they show that your kid has been very active.
Now, wow.
Your kids need nourishing energy. Give them Milo at breakfast. It has nutrients that support energy release to help them get the most out of their day. Milo, energy to go further.
Welcome to Bet Great. Bet on sports. Confirm bonus up to 350% and stand a chance to win with Bet Great. You can cash out and auto cash out whenever you want. So you're always in charge. Na casino game you want? You can pilot yourself with Bet Great on Aviator and much more. And be in cruise control. Join using promo code GOAL and get your welcome free bet. Experience these and much more in our shops or online on betgreat.com. Be great. Bet Great. Bet responsibly. Only 18 plus.
Kí ló ń sún ọpọ́n ìrẹsì jọ̀lọ́ọ̀fù lọ sípele ìgbádùn tó ga? Ṣé tí wọ́n bá sè é pẹ̀lú kóró náà fún adùn tó kà màmá yẹn ni? Tàbí tẹ́ ẹ bá jẹ́ pẹ̀lú ojúlówó sàláàdì Nàìjíríà, èso kábéèjì, kárọ̀tì, lẹ́tùsì, àtẹ̀wà oníkíndìnrín díẹ̀.
Ó ní láti jẹ́ méjèèjì. Ṣé jollof rice rẹ pẹ̀lú adùn kóró náà kí o wá jẹ́ pẹ̀lú ọ̀pọ̀ ẹ̀fọ́. Ó yá, jẹ́ kí ọ̀pọ̀ oúnjẹ rẹ gbé pẹ́ẹ́lí. Lónìí, jẹun tó dáa.
Mommy, I want to watch YouTube.
Not my phone again. Every time YouTube.
Oh, Mommy, I want to watch YouTube.
You want to watch YouTube? Not with my phone. Go and watch TV.
But there's no YouTube on our TV.
That's before. With the new 𝐿TEL Smart Router, for just 25,000 naira, you can watch YouTube and more on any TV, even our own TV.
Really? Yay! Thank you, Mommy.
Oh, you're welcome.
Turn any TV into a smart TV with the 𝐿TEL Smart Router and watch Nollywood movies, football, and lots more on YouTube with unlimited data for 30 days. 𝐿TEL, a reason to imagine.
Golden penny pasta, what's your reason?
What's your reason, oh?
Everybody gather round. Come and hear the news in town. From the kitchen to my heart, every single body's a thrill. With every bowl I share, I find more reasons.
There are more reasons to love Golden Penny Pasta, enriched with protein and fiber for you and your loved ones. Golden Penny Pasta. Great taste, good nutrition.
It's amazing how your child grows up before your eyes. Enable their thriving development and the care they need with the new NanKid 4, with HMOs to support your child's development, probiotics to help your child's digestion and development, and high-quality proteins to support age-appropriate growth. And all of these work together to support your child's development and growth today and tomorrow. NanKid 4. Nourish your child's potential.
When is 32 FM Children's Day Party? Where is 32 FM? Can we really celebrate without them?
We hear those thoughts loud and clear. And as usual, we dare not disappoint you. Get ready for the biggest and most anticipated Children's Day event in Ibadan. Smart Kids and Parents Hangout Season 7. Happening live at Palms Mall Ring Road, Ibadan on Sunday, May 25th, 2025. It's a day of awesomeness. And guess what? All rides are free. Giant bouncy castles that will make you bounce with joy. Face painting and slime station. Smart quiz battles. Prove you're a genius. Mommy versus Daddy games, lime and spoon, bowl and basket. Family fun is guaranteed. Don't miss this fantastic day of bonding, learning, and laughter. Tickets are just 5,000 naira. Smart Kids Parents and Children Hangout Season 7, May 25th, 2025. Palms Mall Ring Road, Ibadan. Powered by 32 FM 94.9 Ibadan. Supported by Ride Ross Games. For more information, call Sumbo on 0704 017 4981 or Bolale on 0810 067 2518 for more info and sponsorship. Congratulations, you have won 10,000 naira on the Cocoa Box raffle. You too can be a winner on the Cocoa Box raffle. Pick up your phone and dial *347 *253 # for 200 naira only. Follow the prompt. The bank is Space Stack Titan. And stay tuned for the live raffle on Isheya at 9:30 a.m. Call and win game show 2 p.m. Kill at Ishe 3 p.m. Ege 5 p.m. and WhatsApp Niger 6 p.m. 2 winners will be picked on each show. The more you play, the more your chances of winning. Cocoa Box is in partnership with 32 FM 94.9 Ibadan.
Happiness is a choice that we want you to make always. Choose to be happy. Choose 32 FM 94.9 Ibadan.
All right, you're welcome back. You're still on to Break It On People's Review here on your Laughter Dial 32 FM 94.9. And it's right about time to go into the analysis proper this morning. We do have Austin Udumo joining us to do this virtually. Austin, it's great to have you back. Good morning.
GBOLABO, good morning and thank you for having me.
Fantastic, Austin. Good morning. Let's quickly look at this one. National Assembly divided as compulsory voting bill advances. And part of the penalties, what this bill is proposing is that if you are eligible voter in Nigeria who failed to vote without valid justification, it's not specified what is valid here, including including a fine of 100,000 naira and a 6-month jail term or both. Now, Austin, is this bill reasonable? Is it logical? The Electoral Act, this is part of Electoral Act amendment. Do you think the Electoral Act amendment should focus on the electorate or those who are going to participate in the elections as candidates? Because we're wondering how many of the political juggernauts who were part of our electoral process in the past had gone to jail for allegations of malpractices during elections, vote stopping, that's ballot box stuffing, and instances of manipulating the electoral process itself. Does it have to do with the electorate or those who are politicians who are participating in the elections itself?
Well, it is on both sides. If you look at since 1999, since we returned back to this democracy, time will not permit us. I will have read out the statistics of the level of voter turnout between 1999 and 2023. In 2023, for example, as at August 2022, INEC announced that a total number of 96.3 million people have registered and 87.2 million people collected their PVC. And in the presidential election, only 24.9 million people voted. So there have largely been low voter turnout. A combination of factors are responsible for that. In my view, I think something should be done to create awareness, to make people to vote, because voting is the civil responsibility of the people. I think what the National Assembly is trying to do is to make it compulsory rather than a free choice. For example, compulsory voting could boost and increase civic engagement and voter participation. We know that. So the law basically seek to make electoral involvement like a legal obligation rather than just a choice. But by and large, I think the government needs to create an enabling environment. If you talk about the fine, for example, imposing fine and people going to jail for not voting, then let me take it to the flip side. How do citizens now also compel government to perform their own obligation through consequential pronouncement, for example? Because in the Constitution, it is the duty of the government to provide social services for the people. But government over time has failed to do this. Who hold government accountable? For example, if a president or a governor is supposed to do A, B, C, and the president or the governor fail, how do we also make that will commit them to prison, that will find them for failing to fulfill a mandate that the people have given to them? So for me, generally speaking, something must be done to increase the level of voter turnout. I just told you that over 96 million people registered for 2023 election. As of 2023, close to 90 million people collected their PVC. It makes no sense that the president we have today, and in the presidential election, only 24.9 million out of 87.2 million people that collected PVC. It makes no sense. So that figure is a far cry. That figure is just between 26.72 to 28.63% of the total number of people that have registered. So the National Assembly can look for a way to create awareness in such a way that people would take it as a point of view. Don't forget that Nigerians still believe that their vote do not count, despite significant improvement in our electoral process. There's nothing anybody will tell me today. Our electoral process has improved because I am an election observer. I monitor election, and I can say that for free. A lot of things that does not really happen before happened in the 2023 election, but there have been compromise. There have been complacency on the part of INEC by not making good their promise.
Austin, before we actually leave this, Austin, is it about the election day or the processes to the election, like getting your PVC? Some people have to go queue at the local government to get your PVC, and some just feel that this will be good for me because of transactions, because they'll say without your PVC you can't do certain transactions. Other people had to go through all the stress. But then, do they make it seamless? Is it about election day or the processes to the elections itself?
Well, if you look at the figure I just read out to you, it's not about the processes in collecting PVC. I think it's our attitude generally as a people. One, I talked about creating an enabling environment. How do we repose confidence in the electoral process? That is another issue. Then another factor is that, especially in southern Nigeria, election day is a day where we block the road and start playing football. We do not take it serious. Whereas in some other section of the country, we will have underage people who are not even eligible to vote, they are voting. Something honestly needs to be done. So it is not about process of whether people could not get their privacy. Out of 96-something million, 87.0 million collected PVC. That is a good number. We have even jacked it up to 50% of the total number of PVC collected voting. But I just told you that in the presidential election, the total number of people that voted was 24.9 million. That is a far cry. So something definitely has to be done. Because most of the time after a government is formed, all of us will be shouting, did you even vote? Whether if you go out to vote, since you have your PVC, that can also make a difference. A lot of Nigerians will say, we don't like this government. And on election day, they will be monitoring it in their room. They will be monitoring it on the television. A lot of people are talking now, a lot of engagement on the social media. We don't want this government. This is what we want. This is what we want. Over 80% of these people that are talking on social media, they will not go out to vote. And that is not helping us as a nation. Of course, we have the role that government needs to play by overhauling the system and making sure that our election becomes seamless and results reflect the wishes of the people. However, the people must take their destiny in their own hands. Since 2007, in constant decline in voter participation in Nigeria. In 1999, it went up because we were just returning back to democracy from 1983, 1992, the Republic. Then in 2003, it went up, I think, to about 69-point-something%. But in 2007, it started going down. It started coming down gradually. I just told you that around 28.63% of people voted for 2023 general election. That is a far cry. So definitely something has to be done. Maybe the National Assembly will look at the area of the fine. Maybe they should create awareness, make law that will make it compulsory. But let us remove the idea of fine or people committed to imprisonment because they have failed to vote. The leaders too, those in government must also show cause. If you want to punish me for not performing my civic obligation, you that are in government should also be punished if you fail to deliver on your specific mandate. That is how I see it.
All right, Austin, parent fear WAEC UTME overlap as receipts begin today. That's today, Friday. But then, Austin, there are a lot of discrepancies here with these external, some people say external exams that will lead into gaining admission into Nigerian universities. Now, do we have to tighten the processes of gaining entrance into the university system or the polytechnics as we have it? You know, if you look at the glitch that JAM talked about, over 200,000 candidates across 65 centers in Lagos State and about 173,000 above candidates in 92 centers across Southeast states were affected. And now parents even fear that there's anything good that may come out of it or may not. Now, Austin, what do we see? Do we see that JAM should be scrapped? because you also have universities doing post-UTME. Why all of this? What do you think, Austin?
We cannot call for the scrapping of JAMB unilaterally or outrightly. Let us look at the situation. Let's appraise the process. If we want to scrap JAMB, for example, we have to come together. I don't think it makes sense to simply call for the scrapping of JAMB because some people didn't do well in the exam. In the same exam, some people did well. And kudos must be given to JAMB for coming out to admit that there were glitches. This was our position even before they came out to admit that let there be thorough investigation, and if there are technical glitches or issues that border on network or what have you, that is not the making of the candidate, INEC should make JAMB should make a form of reparation. In my view, that is what JAMB has done. There is no need for parents to panic. JAMB has already spoken to WAEC and other external bodies that are clashing. I think WAEC is just doing their practical or something. So that is the business of JAMB. It is not the business of parents. Parents are just to prepare their children. Let these children go. It's unfortunate that people have to take their life because they score low mark in JAMB. And this year is just like an exceptional case. There have been a downward trend in JAMB performance, in candidate performance in JAMB. So you can't exactly say that, oh, let us scrap JAMB. JAMB that somebody scored 146 and took her life. Somebody also scored 370 something. A lot of people, I just told you, based on the statistics released by JAMB, over 7,000 candidates score above 300 marks. So we have to look at the process. This idea of Nigeria always trying to throw the baby away with the bathwater is not a good thing. I see on the social media and JAMB and the Minister of Education and Oloyede must go. Oloyede should be sacked. This person should be sacked. This person should be. If there have been any appointee of government that have been forthright, as far as I know, is Professor Ishak Oloyede is one of them. Somebody that is fair, somebody that is just, somebody that is transparent in all his dealing. He had to come out to admit openly that yes, there were errors on our system, and based on our investigation, so number of candidates will be given opportunity to receive. Even during my own days, people were failing JAMB. During your own days, people still fail JAMB. There are issues of low cutoff mark. It is not as if it is not just simply a matter of, oh, somebody scoring A in WAEC and the person must score 400 in JAMB. No, it doesn't necessarily have to work like that most of the time. There are people who do well in an exam and there will be a relapse, they will be carried away. Anything can happen. So that is the way it is. If we have to look at the issue of JAMB, I think we have to sit down, let there be stakeholders engagement, let people engage. Let us not just say because this year JAMB, a lot of people fail and therefore we must scrap JAMB. No, if we scrap JAMB, if we allow post-UTME university to do it, there could also be similar thing. I think we need to address the problem. In my view, that is what I think we should do. Personally, I feel that universities should have more say in the issue of JAMB. Honestly, in the issue of those who gain admission, I feel that universities should have more say. That is the way I see it.
All right, Austin. Let's quickly touch on this before going on another break. President after Obasanjo to blame for growing Boko Haram menace and coming from former Vice President Atiku Abubakar. Is Atiku Abubakar solving any problem with that statement, Austin?
Well, I don't think so. I don't think he's solving any problem. Maybe just trying to create awareness or draw our attention to the fact that Boko Haram started under their government or Boko Haram festered under their party. Maybe that is what he was trying to say. Maybe there was a resurgence or there was a terrorist group in 2002, like he mentioned. That may not be too popular, but all that we knew was that around 2009, the issue of Ibrahim or Mohammed, I've forgotten the name of that particular leader of Boko Haram that was arrested by the military
Mohammed,
and was handed over to the police. He was handed over to the police. I think he was being moved from one location to the other. Somehow they said he made an attempt to escape, and police had to extrajudicially execute him, and that escalated the situation at that time. So this Atiku Abubakar dimension, I think, is just like a new revelation. I don't know. Maybe some other people are aware that Boko Haram started in 2002. What I know, as far as Boko Haram history in Nigeria is concerned, is early 2009, and before you know it, government mismanaged it. Obasanjo said he went to Jonathan,
Right,
told Jonathan what he need to do.
Okay, Austin.
And that advice was taken for granted.
I will have you hold your thought. We'll go on this break and we'll be back shortly afterwards. Please do stay with us.
Feel better about your life.
32 FM, 94.9, the antidote to depression.
Every day when my children return from school, I don't recognize them. Hello, do I know you?
It's us, mommy.
But these dirty, sweaty uniforms and socks, we're clean in the morning. Everything don't transform. I understand though, school is hectic. It takes energy to come home this transformed. So I make sure they have some nutritious Milo at breakfast.
Your kids need nourishing energy. Give them Milo at breakfast. It has nutrients that support energy release to help them get the most out of their day. Milo, energy to go further.
Golden penny pasta, what's your reason?
What's your reason, oh?
Everybody gather round. Come and hear the news in town. From the kitchen to my heart, every single body's a thrill. With every bowl I share, I find more reasons.
There are more reasons to love Golden Penny pasta, enriched with protein and fiber for you and your loved ones. Golden Penny pasta, great taste, good nutrition.
Life is always full of wahala, but there is music, passion, feelings, and good vibes. Take a ride with INT'L app to get there on your own terms. You decide what your life will be full of and choose a fair price for this ride. INT'L, the INT'L online passenger transportation aggregator, is not a taxi service. Find more information at www.int'l.com.
Ayọ̀ abara tíntín. Bára ọmọ bá le koko, tọmọ ń ta kébékébé, àtìyá àtọmọ ni yóò máa yọ̀ ṣẹ̀kẹ̀n. Àmọ́ o, tó bá di pé ara ọmọ ìkókó ò fẹ́ mókun, tára rẹ̀ ń lọ wọ́ọ́rọ́, tí kò sì dákẹ́ igbe, kò sí ìfòyà màmá bọ̀m̀bọ́ì. Rexall paracetamol drop ni kò yá ànáwọ́ gan lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀. Apilẹ̀ṣẹ̀ Rexall paracetamol drop fọ́ra gbígbóná àti òjòjò lára ọmọdé. A ṣe pẹ̀lú adùn eléso kó lè rọrùn fún àwọn ọmọdé láti mu. Pẹ̀lú èròjà tó máa ń jẹ́ kó silẹ̀ pẹ̀sẹ̀ nínú àwọn ọmọ. Rexall paracetamol drop. Ìlera ọmọ, ìdùnnú ìyá ni Rexall paracetamol. Ó tún wà ní olómi fún àwọn ọmọ tó ń rákò àti oníhóró fún àwọn àgbàlagbà. Bí ara kò bá ṣe wéré lẹ́yìn ọjọ́ méjì, lọ rí dókítà rẹ̀. Rexall paracetamol, Daily Need Industries ló ṣe é.
Is that Alfie playing football in the rain? It's Toby Chio. My goodness. When did he grow up? That's it with kids, so.
It's amazing how your child grows up before your eyes. Enable their thriving development with the new NanKid 4 with HMOs to support your child's development, probiotics, and high-quality proteins to support age-appropriate growth. NanKid 4. Nourish your child's potential.
When is 32 FM Children's Day Party? It's nice, but where is 32 FM? Can we really celebrate without them?
We hear those thoughts loud and clear. And as usual, we dare not disappoint you. Get ready for the biggest and most anticipated Children's Day event in Ibadan. Smart Kids and Parents Hangout Season 7. Happening live at Palms Mall Ring Road, Ibadan on Sunday, May 25th, 2025. It's a day of awesomeness. And guess what? All rides are free. Giant bouncy castles that will make you bounce with joy. Face painting and slime station. Smart quiz battles. Prove you're a genius. Mommy versus daddy games, lime and spoon, bowl and basket. Family fun is guaranteed. Don't miss this fantastic day of bonding, learning, and laughter. Tickets are just 5,000 naira. Smart Kids Parents and Children Hangout Season 7, May 25th, 2025. Palms Mall Ring Road, Ibadan. Powered by 32 FM 94.9 Ibadan. Supported by Ride Ross Games. For more information, call Sumbo on 0704 017 4981 or Bolale on 0810 067 2518 for more info and sponsorship.
32 FM
94.9.
All right, you're welcome back. You're still on to Break It On Papers Review here on 32 FM 94.9. And of course, we still have Austin Adum. Austin, do you want to conclude your thoughts before we went on that break?
Yes, I think a lot of government have mismanaged Boko Haram. So what article is saying that it started in 2002 or thereabouts, their government stopped it, and the government after them mismanaged Boko Haram. The government after them too was also their party. So the bottom line is that how do we defeat this menace? How do we defeat this terrorism? There has to be political will on the part of the government. And people in the north must come together to defeat terrorism. Look at Sultan for the first time, I think 3 days ago, the Sultan of Sokoto said government should go and kill them, that they are not their children, that their children cannot be killing the people. So this has always been the narrative over the years until they will come together. A lot of elites in the north believe that the north is the only people, they are the only people that can defeat Boko Haram. That's the truth. So all of us must come together to defeat it. Where it started from, I think it's shameful that over like close to how many years now, over a decade or 15 years, we have not been able to defeat the
Boko Haram here.
It's a pity. Yeah.
All right, Austin, I wanted us to also look at inflation, but we'll pick some calls, and of course, we quickly also touch on the inflationary rates and what NBS is saying. 070-55,949 or 080-97,949. Those are the numbers to call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, brother.
Good morning, sir.
Yes. Yeah, good morning, Austin. My name is Tony Brown. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear. Please
well
go
done.
ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much. Well done to you both. Compulsory voting bill in the National Assembly now is welcomed by me. It's a citizen right. A situation where a president could be elected in a country that is over 200 million people by just mere 30 million. It is shameful. How do you describe it? How do you describe it? The population over 200 people, 200 million people, and you have less than 26 million people, not even 30, that will vote a president. I think something has to be done. And granted that citizens have lost confidence in the process. Of course, there is this toga. Our vote, no, they count. Our vote does not count. Yes, I agree. But the truth is that we must commit to our election. We must commit to our voting process. We must commit to electing our leaders, not just few people coming to. And then so everything that is possible, anything that can be done that will make the system seamless, easy, and confident in the people must be adopted now, so that we will have the election. When we elect our president, we'll be happy that Nigeria has done this. For me, I'm supporting that bill, and Nigeria should support that bill. But like I said, we have to make the system seamless. Electronic voting should come alive.
All right.
Electronic voting should come alive. Anything that has to be done for the process to be clean and with confidence of the people, I commit to it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Tonya Brown, for that. We also have another caller here. Hello, good morning. Good morning. All right, your line isn't so clear. Hello, good morning. Can you hear me? All right, Miriam, I guess this is Miriam. You may have to call back. The line is really not so clear. All right, the numbers again are 070-55,949 or 080-97,949. Those are the numbers to call, plus 234-90-62,949 as well. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
This is voice of John Oladiwaju from my goal. On the issue of the bill that escaped the second read about the compulsory for the voters to vote, to me, I don't think that the House of Assembly is supposed to even bring out this bill in the first place. What they need to do is to think of why are we having voters apart. That's what they need to look at. People are tired of voting without any concrete things to show for you. In a situation whereby people will kill inside the sun and rain, at the end of the day, you will be there, you will be collecting which amount of money. Are we full? The same resources that belong to all of us, you will put it in your own pocket and you and your family will be spending it. Are we full? So you are expecting somebody to go and kill for you inside the sun and rain. And when you get there, you will be spending money lavishly. Are we food? So which kind of bill is that one? The bill you're supposed to do is this. Make a bill that any politician that's in the realm of affairs, if you maybe if you embezzle the money, so you should be killed. That's the bill we are waiting. We want. So once you make that bill, you will see the people that go out and vote. You don't need to make that bill. We don't want it. Thank you and good morning.
All right, thank you so much, John Olariwaju, for that. Of course, we are live on Facebook. In case you want to drop your comment on Facebook, that's 32FM949 Fanya with double E's on Facebook. And I'll take some comment here. To Lokwe says, good morning, and good morning too. While I commend the boldness of JAM boss, Professor Oluyede, for publicly admitting errors in the recent JAM result, but what next after the admittance? Because why not allow all the affected students and not just the segment to rewrite the exam, since this could have been avoided in the first place? All right, we also have Michael Alawale Otunowo says, let us be honest with each other. If bandit can attack DHQ, it is Forest Guard that will stop them. We are not ready in this country. And that appears to be one of the comment here. All right, we'll take this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Miriam.
This is Miriam from Odejai.
All right, please go ahead.
Thank you. See, more often, we only hear of relief from the federal government on the pages of newspaper, of which the impact is not being felt on the economy. And it's high time they stop following the people and sit up to tackle the vices on ground so that the country will be at peace. That's my take. Good morning.
All right, thank you so much for that. We have Prince Bomi Adefusi on Facebook says, good morning to you. Good morning to you too. GBOLABO and brilliant analyst. Our leaders can't just sit and be watching the gunmen to kill innocent citizens with impunity without taking meaningful proactive steps to stop the menace. It's time to have state police so that the lives and properties of Nigerians can be secured to some large extent. We also have Boluwatife Ademijuwon says, good morning. As regards the news surrounding inflation, instead of just announcement, the federal government should focus on tangible actions that positively impact the economy. And here we also have Sulaiman Sharif, and he says, good morning to everyone. I must commend the JAM boss for admitting the errors in the 2025 result. It takes a sincere, humble, and God-fearing individual to admit his errors and take responsibility. All right, hello, good morning.
Thank God it's Friday. This point for me, Adefusi calling from Apata. I agree with the analyst.
All right.
So, let our students breathe. Because they can't rewrite the JAM while the WAEC is still ongoing. Because they can't just write two difficult exams at the same time. I will urge the JAM to give them the chance to finish their WAEC. Then after that, then they can now focus on JAM again. That's my submission. Good morning.
All right, thank you, Bumi Adefusi, for that. We'll take this as our last caller for the day. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, GBOLABO.
Good morning, sir.
Ade from UI.
All right, please go ahead.
I don't blame the first caller for supporting the bill to vote. People don't understand.
All right, the line is not so clear.
Hello?
Yes,
Hello?
yes, please go ahead.
Go ahead. GBOLABO, go and write today's date down. Okay. The bill to make voting compulsory will not scale through. Because even those guys do not like it. Are you telling me if you are a student, police student, if we are queuing to vote, who they will vote for it's not going to be different from who my mother will vote for. It is a very important bill. If you like queue on the sun, it's very key. You are queuing on the sun to buy amala, ordinary to eat. Let's queue on that thing. It will not kill us. That's the best of today.
All right, thank you so much for that from UI, Ade from UI. And of course, I guess we have to leave the studios right about now. Our time is actually fast spent. Osini Dumu, one last shot as we get out of the studios this morning.
God bless Nigeria.
All right, thank you so much for that. And to all those who call in and shared their thoughts on the program, and those who dropped their comment on Facebook, we say a big thank you indeed to you. And that's the much we can take on the Break It On People's Review this morning. And bye-bye. All right, we do have the Smart Kids Show coming up next. My name is GBOLABO. If you must go, do enjoy the rest of your day. Bye for now.